Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, La Fraise. I'm Noémie, this is Milo stepping on all of my things. Brilliant. Today we're talking about whether I like my school material or my home material better for sewing. I know I have said that my next series would start today. I am currently the night before my... God, you stop leaking my material. We are currently the night before my last sewing exam, and I have been all out and I had no time, and the series is not going to be able to start on Monday. So we are currently Friday night. If you're watching the video when it comes out, it's Monday, and my last exam is tomorrow on Saturday. So I had to swap the video order because I was like, yeah, it's not going to work. You stop putting your nose all over my tracing paper, you're making it all wet. Oh my god. So I swapped, and hopefully my new series is going to start next week. And then two, I was like, oh, it's fine, like this is going to be a short video, I can film it Monday morning, edit and upload it for 5 p.m. But then I remembered, it's a bit of a story, but tomorrow after my exam, I do not come back with my kit because I'm going straight to a concert, and to the concert hall you can't take a backpack, but you especially can't take those, like I'm definitely going to get those confiscated. But anyway, my school bag does not match the size requirements that bags have for the concert hall. So basically what I'm doing is that I'm taking a small bag to like transfer my wallet and stuff, and all of my sewing stuff are going with a friend, and I'll get my bag later on. A bit like Amelie when she sends photo of the little garden gnome traveling the world, my school bag has had a great holiday without me and has been enjoying a little trip to the north of France. So I won't get access to my sewing stuff until like next week or whatever. So I was like, so now is my last chance to film this video, and I didn't want to reorganize the calendar a second time and find something else to do. You have me au naturel, and let's just get chatting. I just really wanted to share because if you have been here for a while, you might have seen the video. I'll put it here. I'll put it here, the video where I bought all of my school kit. And if you want to go and watch it, it's kind of funny because obviously I was hopeful and I had no clue what school was going to be like for me, but here we are. Now I'm at the other end of my first year. I mean, tomorrow, fully done with my first year. And so yeah, watch that first video if you want to see me buy the things, but then stay here if you want to see me compare kind of like point per point what I like best in my school kit or in my home kit. I will start with this so I can put it away and Milo can stop putting his wet nose on it. Oh my god, it's all like wavy now. Great. This is my tracing paper. Normally for school we're supposed to buy flat tracing paper that's kind of like folded down to an A4 and that you unfold. I think the sheets are supposed to be 1 meter on 1 meter 50. What I do is I just use my home roll, I unroll it 1 meter 50, I chop it and I fold it, and I find that cheaper. So that's what I do. Teacher said it was fine, but normally we're supposed to buy flat tracing paper and not in a roll. Next up, I'll kind of go from like more bulky to less bulky. I was using this at home before I started school, and then at school I used I started with those three. So I have my set square, which is twice the size than the first one, and then I have my French curve, and I have a ruler that is kind of great and kind of not at the same time. It's slightly bendy, which means that I can stick it in my bag, and it is going to, because it's too big for me to shut my bag when it's in it. But it does mean that when it's in my bag, it kind of spend the whole trip like, you know, bent, because then it's trying to find the exit of my bag. And I wonder how straight it stays like this way by being bended all the time. I mean, it's still fine, but most people use metal rulers, like the big ones. You see this one is way too short. Yeah, and this one is 50 centimeters and we more need like 60. It's still doing fine. And then during the year I bought this guy, but I will talk about this one separately. How does this compares to this? Well, even when I'm at home, I have never ever reached for those since I have this. before starting the video, I was literally like, where is my home ruler? Like, I had no clue where it was living anymore, and it's just this set square, so good, like such a good size. The only annoying part, if you need to get one, so get a set square that has little bubbles here on the bottom that allows it to glide nicely on your paper. What I don't like is that this grippy thing gets removed, and so when the set square is in my bag, that grippy thing always comes off, and that's really a pain. So there are models where the handle is permanently attached, and I think that is better, but otherwise this one is the #1 champion. I've been using it so much at home, at school, love it. So that's the winner of the set squares. This one I've talked about. I mean, it's fine, it does the job, but I'm not like crazy about it. It's also like, because my set square is already 30 centimeters, this is 50. I mean, sometimes it's useful to have 50, but like not so much that I'm like, oh yeah, that's amazing, I'm using it all the time. This is really nice. I mean, I don't know what you can say about a French curve, except that it's nice to do curves. I like doing curves with my French curves. And then I really wanted to have this guy. I got this one at the same time. I got my Rotary cutter. Ooh, spoiler alert. I don't really love this one. I will put a photo so you can see, but actually the lines are not very thin, and there's lots of dots everywhere, and it just feels like everything's a bit too thick for precise works. And other people at school also have this one, and I've been like, yeah, this is no good for what we have to do. Now I feel like when I talk about accuracy after the debate we've had in the comment after the projector, it's probably fine for most of you guys. I'm just saying, like, I'm at sewing school and this is not accurate enough for us because of the big bubbles and the thick lines. Like, this is not really cutting it for what we need it for. So yeah, I have it, but I'm kind of not loving it, not using it. Yeah, I'm like, maybe if I do some quilting at some point it'll be useful, but yeah, not super happy with it. One person in class has a similar one to this, but already it's a bit longer because mine is only 50 centimeters long. It's 45 centimeters long and 10 wide, so it's not very long either. And I think the friend in class has a longer one and then one with very fine lines on it, and that's better for us. Oh, and well, while we're talking about the tracing tools, I have to mention this guy, which is in my home kit, and I have still used it so much. I love that it's reversible, so I mean, it works for me. It really works. With my home kit, I do want to start with the massive disclaimer that I am a creature of habits, and I feel like because I'm used to using this one, I find it very comfortable in my hand. I know, you know, how the numbers are and everything, so probably because it's habit, but I find it a really good size and I really like it. So everything said, when I'm at home, I also use this one a lot. Tracing tools. Home kit, I have a white pen and I have a water erasable pen. And school kit, I have a heat erasable pen and I have blue, yellow, red and white chalk. Okay, let's start with the chalk. I hate it. I think it's impossible to get a fine line with that. And we have to trace fine lines for school and I really dislike it. Every time I use the chalk, I'm like, I'm quitting this. I can't do this anymore. Chalk and I not working. So yeah, the chalk is my least favorite. At worst, I could say if I'm doing a black project at home and, you know, sometimes a white chalk is practical for this, but not my favorite. White pen, decent. I never use it. Oh, I know, my lord, it's a bit long and tiring. I never use it, but I don't dislike it. Yeah. Water erasable pen, I use it a fair amount, mostly because I'm often lazy to go and grab this one. This one is in my home kit and I often use it, and I just find it convenient that I can just draw on the thing and then when it goes in the wash, it goes away. It's convenient because obviously your clothes always goes in the wash, but because I know that Francesca, for example, went to the office with the shirt I had scribbled on with this because she wore it before, you know, it didn't go in the wash before she wore it, so she did go with like pen at work, but whatever. And the absolute favorite, this is something I received from a school friend, and oh my god, this changed my life. This is so incredible. I did not realize how much I would love this. I thought that the water erasable pen was totally fine. Actually, the heat erasable pen has as advantage that the tip is really fine. So for the schoolwork we have to do, it's like really precise and a ton of fun. And also it disappears so quickly. With the water erasable pen, you kind of like see the line washing off, when here it's like and it disappears. It's like magic. So it's a ton of fun, works really well, really precise. We are not meant to use it. You want to go? Nice. We are not meant to use it a ton at school, but as soon as the teacher is not looking, I am ditching my chalks and using this everywhere I can get away with using this. I do, but officially, if anyone asks, I'm always using my chalk, of course. Scissors. Let's start with the like paper scissors. So at home I have those ones, which are the scissors I have since I'm in primary school. And at school I have those ones. So I got those ones because they have a nice, you know, how do you say, like the handle is ergonomic, it has the like padded bits, it's supposed to be really comfortable. It's titanium plated or titanium made, I don't know, it's written titanium on it. So it cuts really well and everything. I don't know why I don't like those scissors. They are supposed to be like the most best scissors out there. Like I don't get why I don't like them. I really like my home ones, and like that's how I gauge if I like my school stuff or not, because my school stuff is packed somewhere else. And so if I go into my school bag to get my school stuff out, it means that I prefer it over my home stuff. And here I still always use this. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to it and that the size feels perfect. It's also quite a, you know, shorter blade, so like it should be worse. I don't know if it's only habit, like it doesn't even have a brand, like it's like, I don't know why I prefer those and I don't really like those. I wonder if it's because those have kind of a resistance, like when I open it like this, I'm like, I have to, you know, in here it's really soft. Maybe that's what it is, I don't know, but sorry, very luxurious scissors, it's not, you're not winning this one. Fabric shears. I remember, I mean, I don't remember exactly what I said in the first video, but I was like, yeah, those ones are perfect, like I'm really happy with them, blah blah blah. My scissors, and I loved them dearly and I never had an issue with them. These are my school scissors. As you can see, we have leveled up. How can I say this? After the first day I used those ones here, I could never go back to this. Like I cut maybe, like those ones are like on my working table, like I do all my cutting project with this, and then this stays on my small, like in my home kit, and so if I have to chop something, I'm going to use this. But I do nothing else with them, like they have totally, entirely retired since those ones have arrived in my life. Like those are the Boin tailor's shears, they are amazing, like it feels like, so obviously, one, the Boin are more comfortable. I can put my fingers more comfortably through the holes, so they are much more comfortable in the hand. They are obviously much bigger. Despite being much bigger, I think they're not really heavier, and they cut everything like butter. I mean, I love those. Now, just little sneak peek of something we've talked about on the Discord, and it's the Kai scissors, which is a Japanese brand, and people were talking about the Kai on the Discord, and I was like, yeah, but my Boin shears are also really nice, like let's not discard Boin for Kai. But then a friend from school got Kai scissors from her work internship, like that was a present they gave her, and she let us try them. And just let me wrap my scissors so they can't hear this. The Kai are so good. I just did the smallest snip in a piece of fabric to test them out, and yeah, I think they're quite something else. So I love my Boin, but I think if I had Kai ones, I would love them even more. They just felt, I can't explain, because the feeling of cutting something is such a, how do you describe that? Between my home kit and my school kit, my Bois scissors are definitely winning this, like no questions. But now that I have tried a Kai, I have to say that, do you say Kai in English? That's how we name them in French. I have no clue. Maybe it's Kai? Kai? I don't know. Sorry. I'll say Kai, that's how we call them in French. But yeah, they feel amazing. They feel absolutely amazing. Actually, those ones, let's go to small scissors as we're here. My home scissors here are Kai, and those ones are the bird shaped ones that you often see, and I really like those ones. They're more comfortable, they're more, again, like they're softer to go through, like there's no resistance, and I mean they're more comfortable in the hand, and they have a Kai blade, so they're really nice. Okay, next we have pins. So some of my home pins arrived in my school bag, and I do not like to mix bags. Everyone stays where they should be. Home pins, school pins. Those ones are extra fine tailor's pins, and those ones have glass head, and they have a lovely little magnetic pin cushion that I really enjoy. Hands down, those ones are such a win for me. I really dislike the tailor's pins because the head is so small. When you have to go and like fish it out, it really hurts my fingers if I have to go with the nail, like this is my nail. The glass head is so comfortable. You find them easier so you don't hurt yourself. Like, if I go with this at school, like they are going to treat me like I'm a child, we have to use those ones. But honestly, this is so good, so much better. I love those, I love them. Like, I will always, like the moment I'm finished with school, those ones, I don't want to see them ever again. Like, it just doesn't bring me joy. Don't really like this. This is another magnetic pin cushion that you can put on your wrist, and I sometimes use this at school, but it's often not so practical just because of what we do. I think it might be practical at some point in my life, but in the context of school, it's not so practical, and at home it wouldn't make sense because I always have this just next to me. I wanted this because last year on the sewing bee, by the way, why hasn't the sewing bee started this year? Last year it started like end of May, so where is it? In any case, last year on the sewing bee they all had that type of things, and made me feel like I was also a little bit on the sewing bee to have one of those. Basting thread, I hate it. Basting thread is a thread that breaks easily so that you can easily remove it from your basting, and it sounds like it would be practical and that you want it. I mean, it's the whole point that it breaks easily. It's such a pain. You put it on to try stuff, blah blah blah, and then it just breaks. It breaks while you don't want it to break, and it's not so easy to remove from your clothes anyway because it's quite a fluffy thread, so it doesn't slide out of your fabric easy. Like, don't like the basting thread. Put a photo as well so you can see what I mean by fluffy, but yeah, not a fan at all. One more moment of just Noémie being a creature of habit. I'm warning you. These are my home clips, and these are my school clips, and I really don't like my school clips. My home clips are rounded on both sides, and my school clips are rounded on only one side, which I guess kind of makes sense to have the flat side, but then if you want to turn things over, then it doesn't really work anymore, so that's annoying. And mostly they are really stiff, and those ones are much more comfortable, so don't like the school clips, sadly. But the home clips, they're all red, and the school clips, they're colorful, so you win some, you lose some. Okay, reaching the end, I just want to mention the new material I have been using this year, my Rotary cutter. I have the one from Prim, so it's Alpha from Prim. I don't love it. I have been recommended in my projector video to maybe try a smaller blade, and that this would help with the precision, but I also found that those blades here get blunt so quickly, and there are 20 euros for 3 blades, so this is driving me slightly nuts. The smaller blades are cheaper too, so I might try smaller blades and maybe a better brand, maybe Fisker. I think it's called Fisker. Yeah, I want to, I mean, at some point, it's not something I'm rushing to buy. Something I received from a friend at school, and this is amazing. Those are pattern weights. They're so cute. They're little buttons, and I absolutely love them. I used to grab anything that I had on hand, mostly my phone, my scissors, my pincushion, everything would serve as pattern weight, and then I would be like, where are my scissors? And they're being used as pattern weight, and then I'm like, oh well. So that was always a little bit uncomfortable, and those ones, you'd be like, yeah, of course, that's their job, but they're really heavy. Like a pincushion or a phone, like they're fine, they put a bit of weight, but those are really heavy. And so they're really good, and they're really compact, the 4 of them like this, and they slide across your... I just really love those. I've been using them so much since I have them. And last little gadget I'm going to mention today, this is also a gift from a friend from school. A different one. In this video, I think every time I said friend from school, I meant someone different. It's a little, I think it's Japanese, I believe so, and you just roll like this, and then you have a line of glue, and then you can stick your patterns together, and it's much quicker than sticky tape. You just do, and it's done. It's a fancy, funny glue. So I have my spare here, but I have one of those in my school bag, and that's a fun little gadget. That's it. I'm glad I've got this video done. Now I actually need to... You were my procrastination, because right now I'm going to go and do a lot of hand sewing. I'll put a nice series on and I'll do my hand sewing, and then tomorrow morning I'm bringing my underskirt and we're doing the final touches, and then that's my exam done. So yeah, a lot of hand sewing is waiting for me, so I'll go and do that. What are the things I need to say? So one of the videos I want to do is a Q&A over my first year of school. So any questions about how my first year of school went, or I mean, don't ask me how it went, like I'll probably talk about it, but like anything that's interesting for me to cover and that you want to know, let me know in the comments. And I want to thank Suzanne for tipping me a coffee and for being such a great supporter of this channel in general. Don't forget that you can make anything. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week, hopefully with my new series. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!